In this video, we're going to look at how to create a budget in your spreadsheet. Now, spreadsheets are called spreadsheets because they spread. So you'll notice that around at the top here, you've got columns, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, etc. And if you scroll across, you'll see that Excel will just keep adding as many columns as you need. You can go on, in essence, to infinity. You're bound by the memory of your computer. If the file gets too big, then it'll crash your computer. And you've also got rows called 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, etc. And the same story. You can go on and on and on, adding more and more rows. So it's a sheet that spreads and gives you as many columns or as many rows as you need. And each of these little cells can be called after the column and row that they're in. So this cell here is E4, and you'll see it inside this little name box here. If I click here, that's I6. If I click here, it's F16, and so on. Now, each cell having a name enables you to create formulae that will allow you to do calculations, and that's the power of spreadsheets. So we're going to create a budget for a party. So I've got here a little heading, it's called Party Budget, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 rows in my spreadsheet. 2 of those columns are all about income. So I'm going to list where I'm getting money in and how much is coming in, and my expenditure. I'm going to list here what I'm spending money on and putting the amounts here. I'm going to find the total and calculate my surplus or deficit. So first things first, a very good idea to format your spreadsheet so that it looks nice if you print it and headings are clear and that kind of thing. So for my top heading, one thing I can do is I can select all of those 4 cells and I can go and click on merge, and that joins the cells together and centers my heading. Headings are normally centered. I could make it bold and I could make it a bit bigger as well. So use your formatting over here. I could give it a bit of a shading, a light shading, and if I wanted to, I could change the font color, but I don't think I'm going to. Another thing I could do is, if you see this little border box over here, I can give cells a border. So that would give all the cells a border. That's a bottom underline. You've got double underline styles. You can put just a line at the top of a border and so on. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go and make all of these cells. So I'm going to put little lines around all of the cells here. And the reason for that is if I don't, it'll print as blank. So now I can see each cell because it's got a line around it. These cells over here on the side, even though they look like they've got lines, if you were to print that, they would print blank. This column here is all about income, so I'm going to merge that as well and just do some basic formatting. And my expenditure, I click on merge, giving it a light shading, just making it bold. So I've made all my headings, they're all aligned to the center. If you need to do extra alignment, it's over here on the alignment tab. And I can now go in, well, tell you what, let me just do that as well. This can get quite addictive. I'm just going to, so basically all my labels over here have been shaded lightly and I've made them bold. So for my party, I've got to list all the income that's coming in and put the amounts next to it. So I'm going to go and get some money from savings, for example. And I think I've got in my savings about 500 Rand. So when I'm typing in money, you'll notice it just comes out as the number. I have to format it later as currency. But you just type in the numbers. The moment you type text, so if I wanted to put 500 Rand, if I put an R in, Excel would read that as text and then it won't calculate it. So I need to just type in numbers. If you type in 1,000, it's 1000, no spaces, no nothing. You just type in the numbers. So I could go and get some money from my parents, I guess. Maybe I can get about, maybe they'll match me, I don't know. Maybe I'll have a cake sale. And I could probably raise about 300 for that. So I'm up to about 1,300 Rand. Maybe that's enough for my party. Okay, so you would basically list all the things that you're getting for your income, and you would type in the values, how much money you're going to get. To total it up, I go here to where, in the cell where I want my total to appear, and if I go along my menu bars here until I get to that little auto sum symbol over here, if I click on the little arrow, you can see that it can do sum, it can do average, it can count numbers, max that finds the highest number, min that finds the lowest number, and there's also more functions. If you click on more functions and you go from commonly used to all, you'll notice that there are loads and loads of functions. Functions are calculations which are kind of predefined. The computer already knows how to do them. So the one I want is just that sum. I just wanted to add up that column. And when I click it, you'll notice it's suggesting it wants all of these cells here. Now, some of them have numbers in and some of them don't. That's fine, because if I think of other ways of getting money, I've left some blank space here to add it in. And when I put some figures in here, I want them to automatically add to my calculation. So I wanted to add up this whole column. If you didn't want it to do that, you would just select the cells that you do want to add up. But I want to add them all up. And in the little box here, instead of giving the number, it's saying equals sum B3 colon B10. In other words, it's going to find the sum of B3 all the way to B10. And that's exactly what you want. That equal sign tells the computer that it's not text and it's not a number that's being entered. It's a formula or function that's being entered. So it's very important to have that equal sign. It tells the computer to do a calculation. Don't go and click anywhere else. If I click here, for example, it changes what it is. So I don't want that. I want it to add up this bunch. So don't click anywhere, just go enter. And you'll notice it's added it up to 1,300. But that should be money. That shouldn't be just numbers. All of this has to be money. So I'm going to select all these cells, and I'm going to go along my menu here, and you'll notice here where it says number format, general. Okay, I could go and change it to currency, and nothing seems to happen, but over here I can select, it's got a little dollar sign, and you'll notice it selected it all as dollars. Well, I don't want a dollar. What I want to do is go in here, so I click the little arrow. If I wanted pounds or euro or any other currency, or Rand is not listed here, so I've got to click on more accounting formats. Don't worry about accounting, it's also currency. And then I go in to my symbol and I'm looking for Rand. It's about 2/3 of the way down. I think round about, there we go. We've got R Afrikaans, English, Xhosa, Zulu, Sesotho, etc. These refer to different dictionaries that you have loaded on Office. So it doesn't matter which one of these you choose. So let me choose Sesotho and go accounting formats. Okay, it obviously doesn't have Sesotho. So I've got to click on cancel, or maybe my computer's just gone haywire. Let me try that again. More accounting formats, change the symbol, and I go down, and let me try Sesotho again and click OK. Okay, so that's fine. And you'll notice it's changed it to Rand now. It's put a little R in front, it's added commas for the thousands, and it's added .00 for the cents. I can do the same for my expenditure. So obviously I'm going to spend some money on food. I need some drinks. I need some decorations. I think I'm going to hire a waiter. I don't need a venue. It's going to be at home. What else? What else? Oh, party packs. And I'm going to leave some space here for some extra stuff. So I'm not going to delete these rows. I'm going to leave some space in case I think of something. And then I'm going to put in the amounts. So I think I need about 1,200 Rand on food, and about half as much on the drinks. Decorations, probably about half as much. The waiter, well, let me come clean here. It's my baby brother, and he's asked for 50 bucks for the evening. The party packs, I think, people coming through each, it's probably about 250 Rand. I don't know. I'm just making these figures up, and that's fine for a spreadsheet because these are guesstimates. And what happens is when the actual figures come in, I can go in and change them and make it more accurate, and then my totals become accurate. So two ways I can get a total here. I can either just go over here, which has a column added up, and I go Control C to copy, go to the new cell in column D, and go Control V to paste. And it'll paste it in. Everything's working so slowly today. So that's one way of doing it. Or I could go and repeat what I did before. Click on the auto sum. It's suggesting to add up the whole column. And I've got some blank ones here, but that's fine. In case I think of something, it'll be added automatically. Don't click anywhere else. Just go enter. And you'll notice I get exactly the same figure. So you can copy formulae across. That's fine, or you can obviously redo it. For the surplus deficit, I've got to type in a formula myself. So if I think about it, I must start with an equal sign, right? Because it's a functional formula, it's got to tell the computer that. So I type in equals, and then it's going to be income minus expenditure. So I can click on income, that's B11. I can go minus, and I can click on D11. So it's going to be B11 minus D11. And the equal sign tells the computer to do a calculation. I go enter. I'm in the red. Minus 1,100. I've got to go and raise some more money. I had better have a jumble sale. You know, in my garage, I got loads of stuff that I don't really need. Old tennis rackets, cricket bats, you know, God knows what. I think I've even got an old fish tank in there. I wonder what I can get for that. I think I can get about 1,000 bucks. So I'll put that in. Okay, I'm 100 Rand short. I'm sure I'll find some way around. This all has not yet been formatted as currency. So I just need to go and do that quickly. Select the whole column and just go and select the accounting symbol. More accounting formats. Go all the way down till I get my Rand. And let me try isiZulu this time. There we go. And it works. So I'm 100 bucks short. And remember that these figures can change. These are guesstimates. But actually, when I come to buy the food, it's actually 1,159 Rand 99 cents. So I can put that in. It's slightly more accurate. When I buy the drinks, it comes to 650 Rand and 49 cents. So you can type in the exact figures as they become available. Now, do you notice here my surplus deficit has been cut off? That's because the cell is too small. And for example, if a column with numbers is too small, it shows up as a hashtag. So all you need to do is go between the two lines. So at the end of the column that you want to size, you can just drag it until it gets big enough. Or you can go click, click. And when you click, click, it sizes to the biggest number. And I can do that here for my surplus deficit as well, just to widen that cell. And I can widen this one as well until everything looks hunky-dory. Well, that's a great little budget, but you know what would be nice is if I had a graph. You know those fancy pie charts that show how much you're spending on this or how much on that? That would be way cool. So how do I do that chart? Well, follow these steps. Follow them exactly. First, select the data. So select all the labels you want. Select all the numbers that you want to graph. So the label